is the NBA on NBC. Today, it's the Houston Rockets versus the Utah Jazz.
The Delta Center, where Jeff Hornacek arrives with a smile. Why not? Utah leads the Midwest as John Stockton prepares to meet Scottie Pippen and the Rockets. Tape up tight. He had a dream game the last time against the Jazz. In that jersey, we'll cover the broad back of Sir Charles, who has pronounced this a huge game for the Rockets. Entering today's play, Utah leads the Midwest, but trails Portland for the best record overall in the West, while Houston would come in the 5th spot in the playoffs if they began today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Salt Lake City. Tom Hammond with Bill Walton and Steve Snapper Jones. Utah controls the opening tap. Malone guarded by Barkley. Here's Stockton wide open off an Ostertag screen, and the first basket of the game. Barkley wide open. Malone clears.
Ostertag in transition.
And he backed it out as Houston got back.
Now, what would Ostertag have done with that ball? 2 dribbles, he would have never made it to the hoop. The 7-footer.
Ostertag's doing fine out there.
7 on the shot clock.
Hornacek moves up and hits up and under. Jeff Hornacek is first hit. Stockton leads the Utah break. Malone.
Beautiful hesitation by John Stockton.
What they've got to do is make shots, and they've got to get someone in stripes to get them started. Barkley with his second miss. Stockton ahead of the pack.
And a conference with the officials here.
Well, Scott Wall called a double foul initially, and then Derek Stafford on the left came in and called the initial foul on Charles Barkley for holding Karl Malone in transition.
It will be Utah ball, and now a technical foul has been called.
Charles Barkley.
On Barkley.
Well, he's had a tough start to this game. He missed his only jumper from the baseline. He picked up a transition foul, picked up a low post defensive foul, and now he's working Hugh Evans. Hugh Evans, one of the most patient referees in the history of this game.
Well, Charles, we'll try your patience.
I thought you were talking about me there, Tom.
If we didn't keep statistics in this game, I think it'd be a wonderful game to play. Because I think people have a tendency to think, well, I need to do this. This is me. I've got to keep on top of that. And you worry about that more than just playing. And I think that's one of the things that causes some problems.
That's even worse than the Bulls last night. Paul Time Zone Evans came up with that stat.
Well, we went over and their first field goal. So that's probably the guy that's going to keep them in contact. Hornacek is on fire. Marked it down at 4:40. You told me how great Ostertag was playing. I want to see this happen the rest of the day. Russell, 3 for 3.
Ostertag did a marvelous job at the high post that time, Steve.
Pippen drives by Russell, flew by him on the baseline, and Ostertag, with a help defense, commits the foul.
What is Ostertag doing, pulling the pad down off the basket here? Look at that beautiful high post work by Ostertag right there. Bryon Russell gets by some of these great defenders in the Western Conference.
What about that shot from the Dream? Falling to the court, he pumps it through. He has a hand. It's within 6. Back door, Russell with a jam from Isley. Biggest lead for the Utah Jazz.
Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
And Peter Vesey said that.
Russell for 3. Up against the shot clock. Bryon Russell drains the 3-pointer.
Offensively, Alcelo Harrington with the miss. It's been one shot, and they have been denied. Hornacek and the Jazz on the move.
What an outlet by Ostertag.
Isley finds Malone. Unbelievable shot. No way. No way. Fall away, Malone. The last one was much harder than he made. Anderson.
Rudy Tomjanovich on the court. He cannot believe there was no call against Adam Keefe for wrestling Matt Bullard to the floor.
Adam Keefe rejected by Karl. Here's the Houston break 3-on-2. Through to Barkley, and he lays it in. Rimmed out. Offensive rebound for a moment by Barkley, battling Malone. Houston ball.
Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. A lot of talk.
This shows you how good Karl Malone is. Now, watch. He knows where Hakeem is, and he's thinking shot. He's just going to throw this one up in hopes of getting to the free throw line. So he's aware of what's going on at all times. They get a technical against the Rockets.
Hakeem teed up as well. Hard to blame him on that one. And once again, the Delta Center is the home of the technical foul. Sam Mack stripped by Stockton. Hornacek. Blocked by Pippen. Russell put it through. It was actually Mobley and not Dickerson that missed the shot. There's Malone muscling it through. And a chance for three.
You know things are going well when Karl Malone is hugging Greg Ostertag.
Have led throughout the first half, and here at intermission, it's Utah 39 and Houston 28. Now, stay tuned for the Prudential Halftime Report coming up after these messages. You're watching the NBA on NBC. Rookie guards continue to struggle. Russell. Nobody got back, and Russell burned him.
But they got to pull the trigger from the outside. Olajuwon.
And Hakeem with one to shoot. Got it.
Reestablish control of this game.
Pippen hits a three. And here come the Rockets once again. They're within 5. Timeout, Utah.
Basic tenet of the Jazz game.
Pippen misses a three. Stockton rips it to Russell. Got it.
Jerry Sloan in Hugh Evans' face. Cannot believe there was no foul call there.
Well, that's what happens when you shoot quickly from the perimeter and that rebound goes long. You're going to get beat. The Rockets try to come back with Olajuwon. He can't finish.
Barkley way up for the rebound.
Russell knew he missed it the minute he let it go. He was on the fly.
Barkley takes his 8th rebound and then is fouled as they try to get it away from him.
And he gets a good, strong position right here. Russell trying to come in, and Barkley tells him afterward, don't get too close, young fella. I had a little porch out for you the next time.
Barkley, who averages 13 rebounds a game, has 8.
Get the ball and opens up the lanes for other guys.
Malone, reverse, can't hit. Ostertag with a follow, and there's another Utah offensive rebound. Olajuwon draws a crowd. 3 of them around him. Russell got it away.
Poor spacing by the Rockets. No passing opportunities against the long arms of the Jazz defense. Ostertag.
Greg Ostertag caught Hakeem Olajuwon loafing back up court. Hakeem has been very slow up and down the court, offensively and defensively all day long.
Been Greg Ostertag running the floor, pounding up and down. Hakeem unable to stay with him, and the strong finish. When he can make those dunks, watch out. He's really good. The guards have to come off shooting.
Scottie Pippen for 3.
That's where they're going to have to make a difference and make the Jazz take some tough shots.
Olajuwon had to come outside to help on defense, leaving Ostertag alone for the Jam.
You're ready to dominate Ostertag as a player of the game?
Pass. Here he has a wide open 3, but he can't hit it. Ostertag. He has 11.
Uh-oh. Well, that's Malone and Othello Harrington. Now, Malone, it looked like he threw a blow, and I don't know what they're going to call it. Olajuwon is saying, you got it. You saw him throw that punt.
Karl Malone goes and sits on the bench as opposed to being ejected. But that's...
And the Jazz up. Now 57-46. Hakeem, jump hook. Finds the mark. And it's back to single digits.
Way early in the shot clock, bailed out by Barkley.
Here's been the man. Mack got another one. Sam Mack's 4th 3-point basket of the game. He has 12 points. He's keeping Houston in it. Karl Malone set to come back in the game just under 9 minutes. Hakeem double-teamed. When he got control of the ball in those big hands, he pounded it home.
Beat Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler.
Isley. Howard Isley hits the outside shot. He has
Charles.
Beautiful move by the Dream, and Bailey commits the slipped. Ostertag on the pick and roll, blocked by Hakeem. He got it anyway. Steve Jones and Lisa Milosky. Hakeem blocked by Ostertag, who took it away. Russell misses the layup. Hakeem with the outlet to Pippen. Here's Mack. Blocked by Malone.
We have seen some terrific transition defense, and Malone makes a big save right there. Trying to go pick and roll with Stockton and Malone. Stockton on his own.
Well, they just left him alone.
And now they've switched Hakeem over to Karl Malone.
Stockton. 2 in a row for John Stockton. Stockton beautifully to Malone for the jam. Vintage Stockton to my mailman. Timeout Houston. Utah has scored 6 in a row. How many times have you seen it? It is still beautiful every time it happens.
Well, Stockton comes right in, gets the defense to react, and Mailman throws it down with a little sauce on it, and Rudy T says, I've seen enough.
Stockton and Malone have scored the last 12 points for Utah. Who have had a tough afternoon today. Meanwhile, Utah has hit 18 straight free throws. There's the big dog, Antoine Carr, the former Jazz. And here's some woofs from the crowd. Or was that from you?
That was from Steve Jones, barking.
Malone 7 on the shot clock.
And then the huge game next Saturday night. Here, the Lakers come back. Lakers the only team to win here. Uh-oh, Karl Malone and separate between Ostertag, and
a lot of that is talk. And, you know, once players get grabbed, they get really, they get a lot of hair on their chest, and the big dog is now being calmed down.
Austin Carr and Greg Ostertag were about to go at it. And it was Karl Malone, of all people, that was the peacemaker. If you can call it that.
Well, this game is over.
Interesting thing is it was Karl Malone stepping in to separate the two. I'm sure there was a time in Karl's life when he would just as soon have Antoine Carr pop Greg Ostertag.
Ball game.
And the Utah Jazz will go to 16-1 on their home court and win their 6th in a row. Now 27-8. Houston 23-13. The final 85-76. For Steve Jones, Bill Walton, and Lisa Milosky, Tom Hammond saying so long from Salt Lake City. Now stay tuned for the second half of our doubleheader, the Sonics and the LA Lakers.